Hi, it's me again. It's Friday, the 7th of June. It's the weekend here in Dubai, which is probably why I'm a bit late today. I wanted to talk about a couple of things, really. Firstly, people ask me, does this LinkedIn really work? Now, LinkedIn is a networking site. It's about connecting with people. It's about you helping them and them helping you in business, and ultimately it should be to your financial benefit. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time to build relationships, it takes time to build trust, and sometimes we have to be patient while we wait for a need or a want to arise. But it works for me. Apart from social media clients, all of whom I get via social media, here are some of the things that are going on at the moment in my little life. Today I did a deal with a business school in Moscow to deliver webinars and lectures online from my seat right here. And it's good money by the hour. What else am I doing? I'm recruiting for some key restaurant staff in Bahrain in partnership with a good pal of mine, Paul, in Malaysia. I'm very excited about a new social networking platform. I'm going to be investing and reselling with some Australian guys in Singapore. I'm organising a team now to generate leads for a great recruitment system which can save up to 50% on recruitment costs and also enables you to find that diamond, that rough diamond in the pack. On an ongoing basis, I'm training African delegates from the public and private sectors here in Dubai in various management subjects. With Paul in London, we're looking to showcase the great sportsmanship programme either in Afghanistan, amazingly, or in the Philippines. So we're looking at a big project in either or both of those where we can show how powerful the sportsmanship programme really is. I'm talking to a guy very soon about a social media campaign for a major financial operation in Singapore. Set up some webinars for a California lady who's an expert, Annie, in radio and other communications. That went well. I'm seeking investment for a local Emirati guy who's in the oil trading business. It's only $100 million. So that's a long shot, but if that comes off, that'll be a nice little earner. And last night I spoke to a guy who is a management consultant who does some work here in Dubai. He was actually from Holland, and he's looking for some social media support. They have my social media work with my team as well. So does LinkedIn work? Well, you tell me. Leave your comments just below and I'll get back to you. The other thing I wanted to share with you tonight is a little bit more laid back. Some of you may have seen this, but I think it's absolutely brilliant. It's attributed to Bill Gates, and it's really about life, the realities of life. I just wanted to go through it again. So allegedly Bill Gates said this while he was giving a speech at a high school in the US about 11 things that kids will not and did not learn at school. It talks about how feel-good, politically correct teachings created a generation of kids with no concept of reality, and how this concept set them up for failure in the real world. And I have to agree with him. I'm all for equality and I'm all for helping people in any way I can, but I'm also all for reality as well. And the thing about these kids being set up for failure, the same kind of kids can't deal with failure because normally they're overprotected. So other people, I think, trying their best, it's kind of a double-edged sword. Anyway, it gives 11 rules. I'll just quickly go through them. Rule number 1, life is not fair, get used to it. No matter how good you are, there will always be somebody who will slide a knife in your back at times. So, deal with it. Sometimes it works in your favour when you get something which maybe you don't deserve. But you don't always get what you should get. But in the long run, I think you do. Just in the short term, it doesn't work that way. Rule number 2, the world won't care about your self-esteem. The world will expect you to accomplish something before you feel good about yourself. That seems reasonable to me, Bill. You actually have to do something and achieve something to get a slap on the back. That seems fair to me. Rule number 3, you will not make $60,000 a year right out of high school. You'll be lucky to get a job right out of high school these days. You won't be a vice president with a car phone until you earn both. And for those guys who are coming out of universities with degrees, that's the start. That's not the end, that's the start. And you'll be doing probably lots of mediocre jobs before you can prove that you're actually worth something more interesting. Rule 4, if you think your teacher is tough, wait till you get a boss. Teachers are great people with lots of patience, lots of time for people. Bosses ain't. Bosses are got to produce, perform under pressure, under stress. I once had an occasion where I was a hotel manager a long time ago in my 20s. The mother of one of the young girls who worked for me arrived and wanted to see me. She came in, sat down, said, "I've come to see about Lisa." I said, "Yeah, how can I help you?" She said, "Well, she doesn't feel as if she's being appreciated and she's being picked on a little bit here and this and that and the other." I wasn't really in the mood at the time, so I explained to her very quickly, this is not school. This is work, okay? Mummies don't come to workplaces on behalf of the children. If Lisa wants to work here and progress, she'll have to understand that. Actually, Lisa went on to be a very, very good employee without the help of her mum. Rule 5, flipping burgers not beneath your dignity. Your grandparents had a different word for burger flipping. They called it opportunity. I'm sure if you talk to Richard Branson and Bill Gates and you can't talk to Steve Jobs anymore. Well, maybe you can. And lots of other famous business people, they'll all tell you at some stage they did very regular, routine, boring jobs to pay the bills. In the past, I've worked on a building site, worked in an aluminium factory, both of which I enjoyed, by the way, and got paid very well. Rule 6, if you mess up, it's not your parents' fault. So don't whine about your mistakes, learn from them. I learn from my mistakes every day. I try to anyway. And it's never ending. Rule 7, before you were born, your parents weren't as boring as they are now. Kids always think their parents are boring. They got that way from paying your bills, cleaning your clothes, and listening to you talk about how cool you thought you are. So before you save the rainforest from parasites of your parents' generation, try delousing the closet in your own room. Great advice, Bill. Rule number 8, your school may have done away with winners and losers, but life has not. In some schools, they've abolished failing grades, and they'll give you as many times as you want to get the right answer. This doesn't bear the slightest resemblance to anything in real life. It's true. I think the phrase losers is a bit unfortunate. Not everybody can be a winner, not everyone can be number one, not everyone can get the awards, but taking part and doing your best is the important thing, and that doesn't make you a loser. If you did use the term loser, it'd have to be for those people who don't do well because they don't try. Maybe they're the losers. But he's right. In the real world, there's failure. Rule number 9. Life is not divided into semesters. You don't get summers off, and very few employers are interested in helping you find yourself. Do that in your own time. I'm still not sure what finding yourself actually means. I normally find myself first thing in the morning in the mirror. So if anybody can explain what finding yourself actually means, do leave me a comment. Rule number 10. Television is not real life. Do you mean like Jerry Springer is not real life? Or Oprah? In real life, people actually have to leave the coffee shop and go to jobs. That's a good point, isn't it? And finally, rule 11. Be nice to nerds. Chances are you'll end up working for one. That's great advice, Bill. I've worked for some good people, but for the last 25 years I've mainly worked for myself. So he's right. I did end up working for one. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.